Hello and welcome to Fill Me In.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me. Oh, well, I'm a little bit scared.
So Paris is on the wing. I should have introduced you first, really. This is Paris Goulding. If you're watching us on YouTube or if you're listening on Spotify, welcome. This podcast is just a bit of fun, a bit of crack, and just general girly chit-chats. Although Paris was saying, what were you saying just before we recorded this?
No. What do you mean?
No, she says, I think the men are going to be listening so that they'll know.
No, for sure. It's going to turn into, I think you're going to get more male viewers to figure out what to do and what not to do to get you. You're literally giving them like a rule book, like a Bible. This is like a red flag Bible.
You know what? So I'll tell you something. My apartment is currently 25.7 degrees, and not only that, but it's that warm. I've called somebody up to fix it. They said they can't till tomorrow, so I'm thinking, do I need to set the setting powder here? Because
no, that is just too ick. I've just got an ick. Oh, stop it. I've got a jumper on.
No, I'm boiling. It's genuinely boiling, and Dubai's already hot as it is.
I think you'd probably get more viewers if you sat in your bikini. I'm not going to lie. That could work. This could actually go in our favour.
Can you fill me in? Okay, so anyways, let's get into it. So Paris, do you want to fill everybody in? How do we meet?
Oh my gosh, I think, we've known each other for donkey's years now. And I think I first met you when I knew that you were singing. We met for a friend through the salon Dubai, and I was looking for somebody with a banging bod to shoot for Beach City, actually it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We were looking for a swimwear model, and I think, one of the girls from the salon said, oh, this girl might be all right. I was like, yeah. And then we just became friends ever since.
So basically Paris messaged me and was like, oh, how much do you charge for a shoot? And here's me thinking, I have no idea. Genuinely, before I moved to Dubai, I just didn't see myself as a model. And I shot for Moda Minx, actually, bikinis.
Yeah.
And the owner of Beach City later on went on to tell me, she was saying to you, or she was saying to somebody, there's no way she looks like that. Really.
Yeah, no, it's true.
And not to even be funny, but it was nice hearing those kind of things, because when I was living in Belfast, I just would never have went for modelling, never have even put myself forward for that kind of thing. So obviously I did Moda Minx, and that was great. And then,
well, even somebody saying and showing a picture, for me, being a photographer at the time and doing shoots and taking, relying on people's Instagram to cast them, I'm like, you can't go off that. But yeah, it turned out that you genuinely did look like that. Asshole.
So anyway, so then that was fine. Went on to do our first shoot at Beach City, which was actually fun, because that was the big one we did. The hired out a venue, and it was I honest to God, I hadn't a clue what to do.
Yeah, it was a proper shoot. Obviously, Charlotte was styling, and Daisy was there. It was the owner was there. It was very organised, and it was big. And
and I was thinking to myself, they have no idea what they've hired, because I'm winging this to the highest degree.
It's not even what we hired; it's what we ended up becoming so close as friends. And the journey of the last 4 years, no. What we didn't know what door we was opening
when you get introduced
when we got introduced to you, we did not know what door was about to open.
Yeah, well, so that's how we get introduced together, and then from then the friendship with actually everyone at Beach City. I made lots of good friends there, and Paris was one of them. And then even if I come across people that I'm like you weren't like this, but say, for example, the owner, I'll not name her, but she's a bit more shy and reserved. And I was like, I'm going to crack her code. Yeah. She's going to like me. It's just going to take her a bit of time.
Definitely.
I'm going to, once she warms to me, she'll come out of her shell. So that's what happened anyways. And we all ended up really good friends. And
yeah, it's good. I mean, to see your journey from when you first started and when you were first here to now, even professionally, has just gone from one extreme to the other. I feel like you're probably one of the hardest working girls that I know in Dubai and that I've worked with. Like, not only do you sing, you model, like, you put anything you put your hand to, like, even this, like.
Well, if this doesn't work out.
Yeah, she's going to be on the street. She just paid too much rent for equipment.
I shouldn't work.
So it's going to work. No, but I feel like it's a lot like you. I feel like you're quite misunderstood on Instagram. I feel like this is such a good way to like sort of like come out and talk about, you know, like you get so much interaction on Instagram from the girls as well. Like it's just so cool just to come out and just to show your personality and just like to have a bit of a catch up with everyone really and like sort of talk about your journey and.
I think that's the aim
of the little naughty gossips on the way. Oh yeah, I need another drink for
that. I think that's the aim of the game is really just to get for people to know me as a person. And I know you shouldn't really worry about what people think of you or this and that, but I knew that there's a fly in my apartment, by the way, and I just knew it was going to make an appearance on this podcast.
Don't worry, you had a lot worse around us.
Just one of them ones that always keeps coming back.
Oh, they just can't leave off.
So yeah, it's more like just to get that kind of to get my personality across basically, because I think a lot of people, if they judge you on your Instagram, which is totally fair enough, they're judging me on pictures where you have to be confident, you know, you're showing off your body, you're modelling, you're doing all these things, which can come across as either she loves herself or asshole, or, you know, some people just, you know, don't like it, and that's fair enough, but I want people to get to know me for me, and hopefully this podcast is going to be like a way to do that. So we've just poured another little glass of wine, and now we're going to get on to our
topic of
icks.
conversation. Yeah, I feel like.
So I asked all of you, what were your icks? Some of them were genuinely uncalled for. Like I'm like, is that really what gives you the ick?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like icks can just be so uncalled for. Like they can be. Like
I think it's people that have. Like, I think you already you don't want to commit to them or something, then you just get like...
Yeah, definitely.
It's just like one little thing, because I actually listened to another podcast and it was saying there's like scientific, or like there's like something behind getting the ick. It's actually a real thing.
Yeah.
Like, and it could be the most stupid of things, and then you're like...
I know, but there's just so many now that it's like... And it's also what you conform to as well. So, like, if you've got a group of friends and you know there's something winds somebody else up, you'll notice it in, like, somebody that you're talking to, or, oh, there it is again.
It's like all your exes. Get away from me.
I know, they just keep coming back. They don't. They really don't come back.
Once they get away, they're out the gap.
No, yeah, they're
Bye,
gone.
Paris.
Yeah, they're gone. That's definitely for another podcast.
Yeah, we will. We'll have another podcast on like dating and everything.
No, but I do think. Look, icks are a funny one. Like, if you just generalise, then obviously you've got the main ones. Like,
yeah, people were saying like some people's like hands, feet, bad breath, BO. I mean, that's all
cool.
standard.
That's just general hygiene, I guess. Like, of course, if somebody's breath,
you know what gives me the ick? I think when I see a man and he's very like flashy. So if he's like whipping out wads of cash in front of my eyes, and then I just like look everywhere else but his wallet, because I'm like, you're turning the balls of me.
Or they like, yeah, like, I don't know, I mean, I was out the other week with my friend and he was saying to me, like, we were with this group and they were going like, oh yeah, like, you know, I earn this much money and I just made this much money yesterday, and he was going, mate, I didn't ask you how much you made. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I feel like in Dubai people feel like there is this like level
they have to
they have to keep up to, and you don't. Like, you don't at all?
I don't know as well. Like, I don't know if it's because of like how I was brought up, but you just didn't really talk about how much money you made. You also would never ask someone how much they've made. Do you know, actually, people have asked me on Instagram actually loads of times.
Yeah.
They'll say like...
People have asked me. People
like,
have asked me about you.
Really?
Yeah, like, so somebody has said to me before, like, how does she even make her money? I'm like, you joking?
Well, here, I'll tell you. So I make my money in case anyone wants to know.
I'll tell you right now.
No, I'll tell you. Look, I've worked actually from I was 13. So some of you may know me. I mean, maybe you won't. But I used to work in a chip shop, actually. And I used to have to answer the phone and say, hello, Aldo's. And it was a chip shop. And take the orders at 13. And that time I was getting £3.15 per hour. So I've always been a grafter.
Did
and
you wear
now
a hairnet?
No, and I used to always eat the curry chips. And then used to have curry chips and milkshakes, and then they just used to feed me to death, to be honest. But everyone used to ring me, like anyone years ago would have rang me, and then I would have been like, hello Aldo's, and then used to be like, you coming out after?
Bring us a bag of fish and chips.
Yeah. Can you throw it? Oh, there's so many funny stories to do with that. But what I'm saying is, no, my jobs, so obviously I sing, and if you get like one-off singing gigs, are actually really well paid, so that's like a great thing. I have my residency gigs that are like every week, consistent. Modelling, I personal train a few clients. I only take on a few one-to-one clients. I have my online fitness app, which is basically online coaching, so I have clients worldwide with that, and then I make money from reels and posts on Instagram. So I mean, 5 incomes, guys. I need 2 more.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're a grafter. Like you're probably one of the hardest working girls that I know.
But apparently as well, how I make my money is I'm an escort, or I've heard porta potty, which is another one.
If the shoe fits.
If the shoe fits. I tell you what.
I've seen you like.
I always make a joke out of it, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but if I was going to be doing something like that, right?
You'd be making a lot more money.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be driving a fucking Kia. I'll tell you that. I'm driving the worst car that you can rent here in Dubai. So if I was...
So basically, she's going to pop a link below. Anybody wants to grab a car?
Here's my Cash App, PayPal, OnlyFans. No, jokes aside, I would get strung up. It's just not how I was raised. My parents, I have too much respect for them and myself, and they like always ring me and they're like, we're so proud of you and you've done everything by yourself, and I'm like, for that weighs more than money for me. So people, I actually think it's sad as well that people think women, you're in the industry as well, you do everything by yourself. Like, it's sad that they think if this girl has their shit slightly together, which by the way, behind the cameras I really fucking don't, but it must be someone's funding that, you're selling yourself. That has to be the way. It's quite sad.
I think a lot of people just play it safe, don't they? Like, not through any fault of their own. Like, I think it takes a lot for you to like take that leap, so you can do whatever you want whenever you want. And it's like, you know, people conform to like this 9 to 5, and if you don't have a 9 to 5, it's really, people can't fathom how it's possible to like do things on your own. Like, to have something that's not regular income given to you from a company, doing it by yourself. It is really hard, but I mean, when you've got like a talent, like you're singing and whatever else, but because you're also a beautiful looking girl and you're on the Instagram, it's hard.
I paid her to say all this.
Huh?
I paid you to say all this.
I'm a paid
No,
actress.
I think it's just obviously in Dubai there's a huge stigma. Anyone with a profile that is even remotely influencing, and as you say, maybe doesn't have the 9 to 5, is branded as an escort or worse. I actually had to Google what porta potty means. Do you know what it means?
No.
It actually means that people pay you to like have a poo in their mouths.
That's some information I really wish you'd just never told me.
I had to Google it because I seen it about me somewhere, and I was like, I Googled it and I was like,
no, people, that's a lie. People do not do that.
No, someone messaged me. I swear to God, someone from Belfast messaged me, right? And I knew him, so I was actually offended. And if he's listening to this, just know that I was offended. So I knew him, and he actually met me because I also used to work in an off license. We're going really off topic here, but I used to work in an off license, and he used to come in and out and whatever.
This is an ick though, so it does fit.
So basically, he wrote to me, and he goes, I'm going to be sick. Please tell me you're not working as a porta potty out there in Dubai. And I went, first off, I hope if you're sitting in a group that's having this conversation, you would have my back.
But why? Why would they even think that? I don't get it.
I don't know. I just think it's like a money thing. But I mean, if someone was going to like...
roll in your Kia, I'd be like, yeah, someone just shit in my mouth for this.
They see me rolling.
Oh, yeah, you see this?
So anyways, we were getting on. I don't know, what were we even saying about X? But we were talking about money and people flashing money in Dubai.
So basically unnecessary. No, it's not flashy people. It's not even that. It's people that haven't got it, that pretend they've got it, that's like act out like, and the people think that's what you want to hear as well. Like, you don't. So definitely ick is like, definitely, yeah.
I think so. You know, like if you have it, you don't need to flaunt it, and you know, if you work hard for something, you were and do whatever you want. But I think when it's really overtly trying to be like, have money, it's kind of like, oh, like,
yeah. And I think the reason why we're talking about that mainly, first of all, is because obviously in Dubai, it's very, very prominent with people, isn't it? Like, it's very, like, much the main thing.
Yeah, and they think like, so they think like everybody has a price, you know, like guys that like I feel have money here find it hard to fathom, like, why wouldn't you want me? Like, look how rich I am. Do you know what I mean?
But that's probably because they do get a lot of...
They do, yeah, they're pulling all around them.
They don't want to spend it.
No, that's what we said.
Yeah.
They're pulling all around them.
Okay, so we've got that one. What else? And we've got the personal hygiene for sure. Mine is definitely like, okay, it might come under the personal hygiene thing, but like the long toenails, what is that about? I've been...
Or the long fingernails. I don't like fingernails. Do you know actually what I love about here?
Or dirt under the fingernails.
It's a normal thing here. Now, in Belfast, I think that you would get murdered for this. But in Dubai, everyone has manis and petties, even the boys.
They do keep
love a good set of hands, do you? Nothing better than a good set of hands.
Oh, I'm really old now. Like, I feel like I haven't seen a good set of hands for a long time.
So I'll leave Faris's links below.
And it just dropped me a...
And if anyone would like to take our Paris on a date...
oh no, this is going to turn into that. There's no way.
And listen to the... Now that you know our icks, it's just have good hygiene and nice hands. Yeah. People were sending in like wild things, but I honestly... Oh, someone says when they drive a really fancy car, but they live with their mum.
Yeah, again, it's the pretending, isn't it? It's just like the fake, what do they call it, plastic gangsters, where they say like, oh, you just, like, yeah, I'll pay for that, and they're just whacking it on the card. It's like...
What does that mean? So it's a credit card or something?
Yeah, it's like credit card.
Yeah.
Like, they're not, like, they haven't got it, but they're just like spending it on that. Actually, I'm going to tell you this one thing, right? So I was on Hinge, right? This is so funny. You know this person as well, but...
Okay.
So I was on Hinge. Anyway, I'd only been back for like a week in Dubai, and this guy had messaged me or matched. He was like, oh yeah, come out. So I was like, okay, no problem. We went out, we met up. Anyway, nice guy, we got along really well, whatever. Anyway, the next week, he took my friend. He met me on a night out, and he saw a group of my friends, right? Anyway, he matched my friend that was on the table that he met me, and then he took her out the following week. Did he know he was your friend? He definitely knew. Like, he definitely knew, and then he took her out the next week. I just think that's fine, but, like, there's got to kind of be a level of...
No, the men are moving mad.
And I know people are going to think, oh, yeah, but her, what did she? She didn't have a clue. She didn't know.
So he just kind of, like... chatted to her.
Yeah, we was with our group, so she was just like with our group of friends, and he was kind of focusing on everyone. Okay, who is everyone? That kind of thing. So he would know, and he took her out the following week, full well knowing that she was my friend. And then on the night, he was a bit like, you're Paris's friend. Like, she was like, you know that I'm Paris's friend. So it's like, and do you know what it is? It's more funny. Like, I'm not going to marry the geezer. Do you know what I mean? It's actually fine. The geezer. I'm not going to marry the guy, but it's like, it's just funny, isn't it? Like, how people have the audacity to like do
No, I think the men here, like, we'll get on to that in another podcast, and people do always mess with me saying Hara's dating in Dubai. We're dodging my personal life for the futures.
Anyway, we'll be back in about 5 seconds when we delete that part.
Like, I don't really date, but I do hear absolute horror stories.
Yeah, I do. I hear a lot of things like people are together at home and they come over and then their relationship kind of falls apart, and it, like, only from people that I know personally, like, it's difficult when they come into this lifestyle in Dubai, because everything's kind of like,
it's like putting men into a candy shop.
It's putting women into a candy shop as well. Like,
it's a candy shop.
It is.
No, I don't think we're in a... I fucking don't think we're in a candy shop.
I think we're in
an absolute drought.
I know, yeah, it's right.
Candy shop? What fucking candy shop did your mummy take you to? Was there one lollipop in there? Because
No, it is. Yeah, no, it's hard.
no,
hard
yeah, you do
going.
have standards, and this comes to with age. So we're saying, so I'm 30, and like we're around the same age, and basically it's
We're not, definitely not.
no, but when you think about it, you
I know
have
what
to
you
think
mean.
when you meet someone, it's not just like I remember meeting a guy when I was 24. Actually, the guy I ended up with for 5 years, and no harm to him. Like, but I was thinking, like, even if this ends at like 27. I've only wasted 3 years, and then I still have like 27, like another 3 years before I'm 30. And you think this way, but there's a lot of time not that was time wasting, but there's a lot of like time to be to be like played with.
Sure.
But when you're like 30, it's like, okay, so you're more emotionally mature. Well, I definitely am.
You know what you don't want more than anything.
Yeah, so you're a lot more particular with who you spend your time with, who you give your time with, to, and I see this person potentially going somewhere, or is this guy just thinking, you know, you're thinking, what are their intentions? And it's just a lot more, there's a lot more thought that goes into it.
The problem is, the more you date as well, and the more like backlash you have from them dates, you hold them kind of, not say traumas, they're not traumas, but you hold on to certain things
They
they've
are
done,
traumas. I've been traumatized.
and then I know, so have I, trust me. But then it follows over into like the next one, so you're looking out for stuff that person did on the next person. It's like the more people you date, the more like it's going to affect.
It's true. And your judgment and your what you want going forward.
Yeah.
So I actually don't think Dubai is a candy shop for women.
No, it's not.
No, so yeah, so I don't know how we get on to X and that, but what would your red flags be?
I'm gonna adjust my microphone. Do you know what I think? Most of the time, what people say is like, it's like the inconsistency. So it's like I always say to the girls, if somebody's not messaging you back or they're not asking you to go on a date, that's a red flag. No, like I think if anyone wants to see you, a guy wants to see you, they will see you.
Yeah, I feel like someone we always say like confusion is like the
if you're confused,
then
then
it's
that's
not
an
right.
answer. Like because at the end of the day, like if you want to see somebody, you'll see them, and you come on, like let's not lie.
Like so what would you say with you need to get to the bottom of the red? What is the red flag? What waiting on messages?
The inconsistency is the red flag. The being confused is not knowing where you stand, or does he like me, does he not, or if you feel like you're making excuses up to why they're not messaging. Oh yeah, no, but he was doing this that day, and I saw that his friend was over, and like it doesn't matter if your friend's over, it doesn't matter if their mum's
I feel like if a man wants to message you, they will, or if they want to be with you, they will, if they want to text you, they will, because
it's very black and white.
it's yeah, that's the way they are. Another one that's came up is when a guy is liking other girls' pictures. Now,
Sure, yeah. Oh, that did actually come up for me as well when I put in.
I have an issue with that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just think it's about communication. So for me, one of my boundaries, if I was in a relationship, would be that's an absolute no for me, and don't do it. And here are the reasons. So basically, I'm a girl. People like my pictures, and if they have a girlfriend or if they have someone in their lives or whatever it is, and they're liking my pictures, I automatically think, well, in my head, I think you must not respect her, or like, please don't like my pictures, because then it's just going to cause ag for me. And I just think you could do without double tap in that picture, let's be honest. And but then there's also girls that have sat around and they've said, oh, he likes my pictures, and they kind of like make fun of the girl or put the girl in a position where she feels small. And I'm like, don't do that to your person. Do you know what I mean? Like you can like them in your mind. Like a man's going to be a man, a woman can be a woman at times. Like if you like them, absolutely fine, but don't make your problem my problem. I don't want to see your name under other girls' posts. I mean, if it's like one of her and her family, or like if it's really innocent, fine. But if it's selfies, bikini photos, her all dressed up, I just think, and this is a man that says, oh, you're insecure. No, actually, I'm totally not. I think it's more, this has happened for me in the past, and actually then the guy, it was actually a guy I was with long term, he kind of says, no, I totally get it, and he says, moving forward, if I had another girlfriend, like I just wouldn't do that now, because I understand it's like, it's more about respect, it's more about like, I've worked very hard to be, I would say, secure in most scenarios. So it's not that I feel insecure about that girl or I feel jealous of that girl. It's more, do you not value me enough? Do you not, because these girls are then going to go and say, and this is what happens, you've probably experienced this. He's liking my pictures and he has a girlfriend, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, for example, if you're dating somebody and I go onto a girl's Instagram and I see that the guy you're seeing has liked her picture, for us it's a bit like, but why? Like, what for? Like, that's unnecessary. It's just that, like, just him being.
Now,
so
guys have said to me, and they don't need to lie to me, like even friends and whatever, they say, oh, we just kind of flick through, double tap without thinking. But I'm like, think more. Do you know what I mean? Because you can see if that kind of embarrassment and like,
it just saves the conversation for later. I just don't think it's necessary. Like, I completely agree where you're coming from. Like, it's the extra reassurance you don't need. So it's a conversation you're going to have because you're going to see it, and it's like, okay, well, now it's in my mind. It's like a seed. It's like planting a seed that you don't need to plant, kind of thing.
And
it's
I just think when you like a girl's photo, if any men are listening to this, you can let us know. But what's the intention there is to show interest. You're literally saying, I like this photo. That's what the double tap is for.
Yeah, I think you're fit.
Yeah.
Like, you look hot in this photo and I'm letting you know.
Yeah, and like, even if I don't feel any kind of way about the girl, I'm just like, I wish you wouldn't do that.
It's a weird one, isn't it? It's like...
It's definitely something that's a red flag for me. Oh, you know what else is a red flag for me? Whenever, and I've seen this, so like a guy might write to me or whatever, and then if I go onto their following and it's like loads of girls, but really, like, not even... Maybe there's like 100 women there before there's one guy.
Yeah, no, that's so off-key.
I just don't, a lot of girls also wrote this to me.
No, but it's true though. If you go onto a guy's Instagram, or for example, and he's talking to you or whatever, like, if you go down, you see that he's got loads and loads of girls on his Instagram. Like, come on, it's not rocket science, is it? Like, it's just not really. It just depends what kind of guy that you want.
What would be another red flag for you?
The lying for me, like, okay, that would be it then. So when you messy divorce, things like that, or it's kind of like when you meet somebody who's who's just been in a relationship, not with them anymore, but they kind of lie about what's going on with them, and like whether they're broken up, whether they're not broken up, whether it's messy, like it's not, and they lie. Like, they'll lie so that they can spend time with you, and then like months down the line, it's like, well, oh yeah, I know, but it's really complicated with my ex still, and like, it's just too much for me.
So we're getting to the bottom of it. The red flag is like maybe still attached to their ex, or
it's the communication, isn't it? Really.
It's because now I feel like you need to accept when you're at this age. Like, I've accepted I'm going to meet people that have kids, that might have been married before, and as long as they're good to me and there's like a lot of truthful communication about what that kind of past relationship is like, where they're at now, then I mean, I actually, for me, I don't have an issue with that. Someone already having like kids or like a marriage or something, but it depends on how ready they are for like me moving and something forward, and moving forward.
Yeah, that's what my issue is, my personal issue. But again, do you know what I've worked? Do you know what the problem is as well? Sometimes you've got to step back and you've got to really look at yourself. Like, I'm only talking from personal experience. Like, I've worked so hard to get to the point in my life where I am now. Like, where I'm kind of on my own 2 feet. Like, I'm doing my own thing. Like, and
you're independent, yeah.
Independent, but like, I'm not looking for a relationship as such. But at the same time, it would be nice to, if you kind of fell into that. But I think where like sometimes you end up putting such a front on that, like, you actually probably...
You're pushing them off.
Push it off, yeah. Like, you push it off. Like, there's this thing where, do you know what I mean? I don't know.
So I've had to learn that. I think, I don't know how we're getting onto this, but I think, like, and I have been told, just to be a little bit more soft, a little bit more...
feminine.
Yeah, well, but I kind of understand because, I have been brought up, like, everything, you don't take anything of anyone, you work for yourself, you, like, make your own way in life, like, not afraid to ask for help, but afraid to, like, take the help that's offered. And now I kind of want to... I'm in a point now in my life where, you know what, I actually want the man to be the man. I know everyone's different.
100%.
But I know people will be like, no, like, you know, you shouldn't say this. But me, personally, speaking for myself, I want the man to be the man. I can never make a decision, so...
You want them to make the
decisions. I want
decisions.
them to make the decisions. I want them to help me out. And now, only at this point in my life, literally, and I would say the past 6 months, I'm like, yeah, actually, I could do with some help. And I'm willing to take your help. And then you can be a bit more relaxed. I feel like all this stepping into your feminine is actually like a thing.
There's no, but there is. I don't know about you, but like I said, like we were saying before, like that I've not met one guy in Dubai
that can put you into your feminine.
That I would relax, like no one. Like I feel like the way that guys are now, and look, I'm not ruining the majority for the minority, if you know what I mean. Like I'm not ruining it for the guys. I'm sure there are lovely guys out there and there are whatever. But what I'm saying is that I've not met anybody who is like one of these guys that just wants to come in, they meet you, they're like, right, okay, I'm taking you on a date, taking control a little bit. Like, it's very much like, well, okay, well, what are you bringing to the table? Everything's very calculated. It's like, there's no old school.
What are you saying? It's, somebody said this, it's, what do you call that when you exchange things?
Yeah, it's
transactional.
It's like a
what
business
can you do for
deal.
me? What
like,
can I do for
it's
you?
like, right, okay, so what are you bringing to the table? What can she do? Right, okay, like it's very much this like, I don't know, like power struggle, and it's I just want to, like, you want to meet.
You want someone that's going to just put you in your place and just like be a gentleman and be like, you're my woman and this is it. Well, also I was listening to something and it was saying, like, it's one thing taking care of somebody financially, it's one thing taking care of somebody emotionally or whatever, but or physically, but in order for a man to totally make a woman relax, and especially a woman who's like what I would say I am, which is, I've been brought up with 3 brothers, all men, you know, like probably more masculine energy because I come from that kind of background, and I've just always worked. I've just had to do everything myself, and like, no discredit to my parents, but that's just, I was from a working class family and that's the way it was. You know, you just had to make your own way in life. So for a man to totally make you relax, if you're that way, like, they have to take care of you in all forms, like financially, spiritually, emotionally, physically.
Yeah, like you're a team at the end of the
day. But in order
like,
for me to relax, because it's one thing if they're really looking after you emotionally, then you're thinking, oh fuck, I still need to do this and this, because I still have to make money for this and I still have to make money for that. They can be looking after you financially, but then emotionally you're a bit like, you know,
like there's no way on this earth that even just say me and you touchwood got boyfriends tomorrow in Dubai and they were like, right, okay, fine, whatever, there's no way that I would ever stop working or anything like that, or you would ever stop working. Like, we're grafters, like that's just who we are.
Yeah, but you just want to know if shit hit the fan, someone has your back.
Well, it's like you want a family, you want to do something, you want to know that whoever you're investing your time into, or somebody you're going to, you know, make your whole life with, that like you can rely on each other, like for anything. So if that means that he's got to step up and look after you guys, and it's not going to be like, oh, okay, well, you know, it's not going to be an awkward situation. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think we think about this now at our age. Like, I wouldn't give a fuck when I was younger.
But to meet somebody now, it's kind of like everything's got to be quite rushed because we're older.
And everything has to be right.
Yeah.
You can't really, like, work on each other.
No, exactly. So, like, you've got to, like, it's kind of rushed at the beginning.
Then
you're going to, So you're kind of taking a bit of a leap of faith. It's like when you're young, you don't really care when you're young, do you? You're just like, oh, whatever, and everything's like, oh, you know, we'll try this,
if he can look after you financially, or like whatever, or contribute to the bills, it's not really a big deal. When I was younger, I was like, I'll pay everything, I don't care.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, no, because what happens if you fall pregnant, or I don't know, you get injured and you can't make the money that what you can make now? Like,
look, it's always an, like, again, going back to the ick situation, it's more of like, you want, like, when I meet somebody, I love to meet somebody that's highly driven. Like, I personally want to meet somebody who is more than me, that I can look up to and they can advise me, and it can be more of like a, wow, like,
yeah, for sure,
like, babe, what you're doing is amazing, why don't you try this, or we do this, and we grow kind of together.
Can you put your phone on soon?
Sorry, that's I've just got a date. I'm joking. That's my
It's
one of
12
my
o'clock
apps.
at night, it's a booty call.
Yeah.
Okay, so another red flag people have said is when people don't post their partners on Instagram, but I don't know what I think about this.
This is actually quite funny. I don't know. Do you know what? I just think from experience as well. I'm going for experience here. I know couples that have been like, oh, I don't know. Like, I
Speak or forever hold your peace. Oh my god.
No, because I don't want it to come off wrong, and I don't want people to think it's about them.
It's not about. But what do you think?
Right, no, basically, I just think if somebody's not posting you on their Instagram,
You think there's something to hide?
there's definitely something wrong.
See, I don't know, because I've been in a position. Look, if a guy said to me, "Look, I would love you to post me," or even like, "Oh, I wouldn't mind," 100% these going on I want to post, right? I actually want the cute pictures, the vibes, the like, oh, me and him, right? What I worry about in doing that, and especially just in this day and age, is I've had instances, and like girls will feel me on this, when as soon as you post them, girls are bang, 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 follow, like, sliding into the DMs, and it's just a bit like, I would not do that. If someone posted their boyfriend on Instagram, and you can all quote me on this, I will not be, like, I'm not the one that's going to be like, seen him on your Instagram, oh, I'll follow him.
Yeah.
Just out of respect for the girls as well.
You've got to take two things from this. First of all, you come from your perspective, where you've got over 100,000 followers. People are following you because obviously they like your style, or they like your lifestyle, and they kind of want to,
Be nosy and see what the crack is.
Yeah, be nosy, but also at the same time, they probably want to mimic what you do. Like, they want to be like you, or they aspire to like have a singing career, whatever it is. So for you posting somebody, they're going, oh my god, let me see him, I want a guy like him. So coming from your perspective, for sure. If you're coming from just a Joe
But do you
Blogs,
think, for example, if I like
if you're in a it depends what situation you're in.
So if I'm in a serious relationship,
If you're in a
do you
serious
think they should
relationship,
post me?
for sure. Of course, but why wouldn't you want to?
No, I would want them to.
If you're active on Instagram, I'm not saying like post them for no reason, but if you're active on Instagram and you're showing your life off, and you're very much a part of that life, but then just not showing it, then there's a little bit of a red flag there for me.
Some guys will say, "Oh, I'm private. Like I just don't want to post it."
Well, you're not private, are you? Because you're on Instagram posting fucking getting drunk with Dave down fucking the Gettigans, but you can't post me on a night. Like, they're posting literally, and they'll post, and do you know what the funny thing is as well? They'll post going to like a beach club and be like, yeah, like fucking shot, and then with like old, Lucy in the background, or whoever it is in the background, it's like, oh yeah, look, they're all there, but you can't post me. I think, and sorry, you've got to say something about that tag being on the bottom of that glass.
I can't get it off. So basically, for the ones in the podcast that are listening, there's 2 stickers on the bottom of my glasses. I was so proud. I went to Zara Home. I thought, I am a bougie bitch.
Yeah, very
I've always wanted to buy glasses from Zara Home. Now, for the rich people, this won't be a big deal. But for me, I thought, normally they're from IKEA, Poundland.
For sure, yeah.
You're scraping the barrel there. But I thought, Zara Home will get in there. Anyways, the stickers are so fucking hard to get off.
I know.
And I'm apologising in advance. My mummy is going to kill me stone dead.
It's like going out with shoes on with the tag still on.
I do that all the time. So she used to have to, my mum...
That's an ick.
Okay, well, I'm an ick. Because my mum, every time I used to walk out the door, she used to go, Mary Louise, still a tag on your dress. And it was like a joke between us, because I always used to leave the tag on. But anyways, and the sticker's still on the bottom of my glass, but I just can't get it off. It takes a bit of elbow grease that I just don't have.
Put it over the kettle, like the steam. Steam it off.
Oh.
Give it the old...
We can tell you've used a wine glass in your time.
I think, look, at the end of the day, if he's not posting you, he's definitely cheating. I'm joking.
So, another red flag for me would be someone that's like really too jealous.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Because I have had both sides of the coin. I've had someone that really is so laid back that I'm like, do you even give a fuck? Sorry as well, this is what I was going to say. I remember now. My mum and dad are going to kill me.
Why?
Because every time I FaceTime them, and like maybe I say a joke on Instagram or something, they're like, my dad goes like, you know, I love your Instagram and all, Mary Louise, and I love seeing what you're doing, but, you know, really doesn't look good when you're cursing so much. It's just an Irish thing.
Yeah.
We say, like, we're effing hungry, or I'm so effing bored. It's not like, it doesn't actually have any, like, grip behind it, do you know what I mean? But
no, 100%.
anyways, someone that's so jealous, because I think, look, I will do everything in my power to make you feel at ease and to make you not feel jealous. Like, I have been in situations where I'm like, my phone can be an open book, you'll know everything.
Yeah.
You know, like, I will, if you're in a room with me, everyone's going to know that you're with me. There's not going to be an issue. But someone that's so jealous for, like, the things that I do in life, that just wouldn't work for me.
Yeah. Again, yeah, I mean, jealousy is probably one of the main ones that, like, ruin most relationships, really.
For both, girls can be so jealous as
Oh,
well.
of course,
I feel like
of
I would have
course
been
they
worse
can
when I
be.
was younger than what I am now.
But I feel like this all comes down to, like, how much you reassure each other. Like, you know, how much you reassure each other. Some people, there's a fine line between jealousy and being controlling as well. It's like, look, you've got a respect boundary with somebody. If you're making somebody feel uncomfortable, like your partner, you talk about it and you get over it and you deal with it. But somebody who's just jealous for anything, like you've been here in Dubai for how long now?
5. Yeah.
5 years. So you've been out a lot. You sing. You know a lot of people. Like, people will always come up to you in Dubai and be like, "Oh, hey babe, how are you? Nice to see you." You can't have somebody who comes into your life new and they're just so jealous, because it depends on how they act on that jealousy as well. Like, it becomes an intolerable
You don't mind a
situation.
little bit of, I actually like if they're just like crack a little jokey
Yeah,
joke.
like, oh, who's that then? Or what?
If the guy just said to me, so how do you know him? And then I can say, it's not on a
No,
romantic
but you just
level.
introduce, don't you? Hi, but oh yeah, nice to see you. This is my partner, blah blah.
Of course, be
whatever.
introduced.
But somebody who, like, takes you home or in the car and being like, you speak to this person, you, like, being just totally, like, irrational and like
emotionally immature.
Yeah, emotionally immature. Like, somebody who's erratic in their behaviours, like anything that's sort of like, that's just no. The controlling, and I think you might have to deal with that one day in your life. Like, do you know, like, somebody who comes in and who doesn't understand, like, the Instagram vibe or whatever else, and they're like, well, I can't believe you posted that picture.
No, I've had that. I've actually had madness in my life with, like, exes, like, from when I was younger, because I've always had young relationships. So, but I think now, like, I know how to spot it. I know how to deal with it, and whatever. But another red flag, some of the girls were saying was like
emotionally unavailable, never apologising.
I think it's. I actually love when a guy just says, like, I'm sorry. Or actually, but did you ever see the Kevin Hart thing? And it's like 99% of the time we're in the wrong, but the 1% of the time that the girl is in the wrong, she's like, she says to him, she's like, I'm sorry.
Do you know what?
She says something really crude to get forgiveness, because he says women are normally never in the wrong, but when they are, they're like,
oh right, yeah, okay.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
everyone knows what I'm trying to say.
I think probably these all go hand in hand, actually. So they're not apologising, not taking responsibility is a huge one for me, like huge, because you can argue till you're blue in the face. If someone doesn't turn around and go, do you know what, actually, I was a bit of a dick last night, I shouldn't have laid into you in front of your friends, or I shouldn't have done that, then you're never going to win an argument, so you're just always going to have to like suppress yourself constantly in a relationship.
I find it so attractive when someone can just say, look, well, both ways. I don't think men like the woman that's like, you did this, you did that. Now I would just say, look, I felt some sort of way.
Yeah.
I don't really appreciate how you treated me in that situation, or like whatever. And then if the guy says, you know, I do understand where you're coming from and it won't happen again.
Yeah,
fine.
absolutely.
That's how I want to communicate.
But
I don't want to be.
Grow. Like, that's how you grow.
But when
there's no room to grow otherwise. Like, if you keep like constantly blaming somebody else for your own actions, like you obviously have to take it on yourself as well. Like,
my knees are honestly going to have to be in for operations. By the way, they're sitting here. I get it when you talk about all this, doesn't it?
Yeah. Let's strip the neggy. No neggy.
What's a green flag? I think it's sexy when a guy can like communicate, even when they've been to therapy. Like they know their issues, they're working on them, they're so sure of what they want. And like they're confident. Even like people say, oh, what kind of guy, like what's your looks or whatever. It's not for me. It's a guy with like confidence.
It's got to be a bit of looks, surely.
Well, go on, my fucking... No, not that no one's bad looking, but what I'm saying is...
I think there's got to be some kind of looks in there. The first thing is attraction,
your initial
right?
attraction, right? Listen, but what I'm saying is, do they all look the same? No. Any guy that I've actually been serious with, they don't look the same.
No.
So I just like that kind of like confidence.
Yeah, they've got that. I call it the invisible edge.
And
they've got that invisible, they've got that invisible edge about them. Like something you just got that charisma. Like there's something you can't put your finger on, but it's just there. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I like. I just like that.
Yeah, that's attractive. That's a fit.
So
invisible edge, guys. Invisible edge.
Yeah. So just what else now? Someone that's driven, a green flag. Like maybe is close to their parents or like close to whoever looked after them, close to their family, is a green flag for me.
Yeah.
You can bring them around your friends and they're like chatting away to all your friends.
Yeah, and they're so like hospitable to your friends as well. Like get them involved. And I saw someone got engaged recently, and he flew their friends out without her knowing for the engagement because he knew how important it was to them. Like there's all these like little things, but I promise you, I think that will only come with the right person. Like they'll want to do that kind of thing for you. Definitely. Love it.
Love it. You're doing a Liverpool accent, not an Irish.
I know, I'm always doing the older. I know, that's the point.
Okay guys, so I mean we're gonna wrap it up here because we are nearly 2 bottles of wine down.
Definitely.
This has been our first one, so excuse us if it was a bit of a ramble.
Yeah, we're still getting there. I feel like it went really funny and then we got really serious. But I feel like that's what life's like.
Yeah. And if you have any other like issues, relationship dilemmas, questions, anything that you want to send in, the more interactive you can be with this podcast, the easier it's going to be for us.
Yeah.
And I say us, so Paris will be back on at one point. I'm just going to have lots of friends on here. Also, I'm going to plug, Paris is wearing the Feels Like a Sunday tracksuit. I'm also wearing the Feels Like a Sunday bottoms, which you can't really see.
Yeah.
But cozy, comfortable for travelling. And I just wanted to put that in there because you're fucking smashing it with your business. So well done.
It. No, it's so good.
So yeah, if you want to shop there, I'll also leave a link for Feels Like a Sunday. I'll leave your Instagram link in case anyone wants to go and follow
on a date or anything. I'm joking.
We're going to get you back on. We'll talk more business, but for now it was just a light-hearted chat between two friends, and I'm glad you filled me in on all your antics,
cheers,
all your gossip.
Congratulations.
We'll see you next time. Bye.